What's up and welcome back to KangBrosTV. So we get a lot of people asking us to make more videos about upcoming fights, about current topics in the boxing world right now. So we've got together, got some questions, got some topics we're going to discuss and try and get through those as quick as we can for all the people that ask us all the time. So let's get this off. So what do you want to start off with first, man?
So the first thing that everyone keeps banging on about, and we've had a lot of people message us directly about this and asking us what our opinion is and what would you reckon is going to happen. And it's about our boy AJ. Now, a lot of people are saying, listen, it's done. Like, Ruiz has got his number. Like, everything that happened was not a fluke and all that sort of stuff. Some people are saying, listen, what do you lot think? It's a fluke? Anthony Joshua's going to be fine. Where do you sit with it all?
Well, first of all, his recent interviews and that, my man Joshua's moving mad. Now, some of the statements that he's been making have surprised me. They really have surprised me because I'm a huge AJ fan and he normally conducts himself very well and very like in an elegant way, professional about all the stuff that he's done. Even his defeat, he was quite professional the way he done it. But the way he's going on moving now, I don't know what his game plan is. Maybe he's trying to get into Ruiz's head already by some of the statements that he's making, but they don't add up. I mean, to say that it was a fluke and it was a lucky punch and this kind of stuff, come on now. Do you know what I mean?
A lot of people paid a lot of money to watch that lucky punch, and it didn't look very lucky to everybody else, my G.
Do you know what I mean? My man was bounced off the canvas a few times.
But listen, what I will say is, okay, in fact, actually, I'm going to ask you, Lennox Lewis. We did a poll, and the results were very interesting on that poll, because initially a lot of people came back and said, Lennox Lewis, keep it moving. Like, this isn't G. This is not like what is your problem? Keep it moving. And then as the day went on, people were saying around saying AJ needs to put some respect on Lennox Lewis's name. Say what you want, but this guy has achieved. He paved the way, essentially. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Fuck Lennox Lewis. Fuck you. That's what I have to say about Lennox Lewis, bro. Lennox Lewis, go back to his time, his era, yeah? He was not even the best in his era. So I don't want to hear no shit about... I didn't even like Lennox Lewis back then. He's lucky that the Tyson fight got cancelled when it did, because his career would not even be where it is there. I mean, he's got knocked out by people like Oliver McCall and all these people there. Lennox Lewis, your time is done. Move on. I'm fully backing AJ on this one. Just keep your mouth shut. Your time's finished. Do you know what I mean? That's how I feel. I've seen how he conducts himself. Like, even like they're trying to do awards and stuff in America and give all these heavyweights and that. He stands at the front like he's the greatest of all time, and he's not, bruv. So Lennox, your time is finished. Stay out of it, bruv. That's all I got to say about Lennox Lewis, and that's my answer, bruv. Blunt and straight. Fuck Lennox. Bruv. That's how I feel, bruv.
Wow. Shots fired. Listen, I am slightly different from the sense, listen, I don't necessarily like the way Lennox goes about things and the way he says things, but you can't turn around and say fuck Lennox, because Lennox has been there and done it. Lennox got beat, came back and won. Lennox went out on top. So say what you want. You can only beat what's in front of you, and Lennox did that. Now, do I agree with AJ to say, listen, your time's done. The next crop are doing their thing, and whatever you say it's just an opinion, but you can't keep banging that drum, right? So, although I do think AJ needs to have a bit more respect on someone like that, because that's a great. Say what you want. You can turn around. He might not be for you, but he was a great. He's gonna go down as a great after what he's achieved in the sport.
What, being Klitschko's?
Mate, he was a world champion. He went out on the top, unified the division, whatever it was. He went out on top. So,
nearly half of those people, maybe even more of those fighters that he's fought, the heavyweights now will slap them aside, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Time is move on.
Yes.
So things happen differently and whatever.
But what I'm saying is, if you pick fighters from those eras, there's some fighters in there. You put them in now, bro. They'll be devastating even now. And Lennox, for me, is not one of those dudes. If you talk about Mike Tyson, he would demolish mans now. You talk about Evander Holyfield, who demolished mans now. Lennox Lewis, no. That's why I feel strongly about Lennox Lewis. He's not that guy, bro. And he's lucky he didn't fight Tyson when it got cancelled.
Yeah, but all you turn around and say, but yeah, but I beat when you put him in front of me, I beat him.
Bro, you beat Amir, bro.
I disagree. I do think there needs to be a level of respect. But equally, I do think Lennox Lewis needs to just keep it moving.
That's what I'm saying.
Your time's done. If you're going to be positive and you're going to back these young guys coming through, then great. But if you're not, then have an opinion, but say it with a little bit more decorum. Is what I'd say, because you're supposed to be an OG. You're supposed to be seen as an OG. People want to take photos and chat to Mike Tyson because he still has that sort of that aura about him. Whereas Lennox Lewis at the moment, I do feel he's probably thinking, you know what, I'm a little bit washed up. My time's gone. I need to get myself back in the spotlight. But...
All right, so going back to the comments though, the recent comments from AJ. What's your quick opinion on those?
I think he is basically thought, you know what, fuck the bullshit. Like, I don't give a shit anymore about trying to be this household name. I got beat. I realised that people dropped me like a stone when I lost. You know what? Forget it. I don't care. I'm not here to please anybody. I'm now coming back to prove a point that I'm actually better than that. I didn't perform to what the level I needed to, and this is what I'm going to do. I don't care I'm not trying to please anybody anymore. And I think that's what it looks like to me. And he kind of looks like he's got that bit between his teeth. Although I do think that it is a very, very risky fight because, I know they're complete different caliber of fighters, but Price, when he fought Tony the Tiger, he got beat 3 times or something like that. Do you know what I mean? As soon as someone's got that number on you, when you're tipped to be this big don, as soon as someone's got your number, they got your number. Do you know what I mean? As soon as they hit you once, your memory, it all comes start flooding back to you, thinking, oh my God, it happened to me before, so it can happen again. So very risky. I'm 60-40 AJ, I'd say. The more
I'm 60-40 Ruiz.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I think the rematch is too soon, and I think it'll be the same outcome. I think he should have gone back, not back to the drawing board, but gone back and just got himself right mentally. There was so much things around that fight that didn't add up. So for me to do that straight away, I think that's probably the wrong move. But he might prove us wrong, and all the best to him.
So you think Ruiz will win that fight?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the other thing that everyone keeps banging on about and talking about is Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Ruiz, and Otto Wallin. What? Who? Excuse me? Who's
Who the fuck are you, bro? That's what. But the thing is, we know what's going on here. He had the deal.
He signed a big fight deal.
You know what I'm saying? But this is not what the fans want, bro. Man's a vex.
And the thing is about Tyson Fury is that he ran his mouth about fighting bums. Now all of a sudden, that just shows that you were on some hating shit back then when everyone else was making their pee, and now you're making your pee. It's okay. It's justified. So I don't know. That's the only thing I would turn around and say. Listen, you can't turn around and then be looking around and say, listen, yeah, you're shit. This is rubbish. You're not good enough. You're fighting bums. When you're starting to do the same thing because you know why you're doing it. It's because you were the one that was singing and dancing about an 8-fight deal. So listen, I understand, make your pee, boo-boo. You do you, right? Ain't no one hating you for doing it. But, you know what I mean? You got to be careful because you can't, what you say, because it's come back now to bite you in the ass. So the other thing that people keep talking about, and we touched upon it in another video, was the matchroom movement. Yeah? Huey Fury, matchroom. Billy Joe Saunders, matchroom. You hear about it all the time. Other fighters, these big fights. When Daniel Jacobs came over to Matchroom are on job. Yeah?
Say what you want. You say what you want, bro. Like you just said, they're on job. And like they've got majority of the fighters. They make the fights happen. And you can boo Eddie Hearn all you want. But he's making shit happen, bro.
And this is the thing. So the point it goes back to is these fights now. When you see Dylan White fight Chisora, yeah, everyone was gassed. Yeah, don't get me wrong. If you put that, if Frank Warren built that fight, everyone would be like, dead fight. Yeah, but that's one thing about Matchroom. They've got Sky, biggest platform. Say what you want. Sky Sports News. Everyone watches Sky Sports News, right? That fight, everything about it was built up to be a big fight. All of a sudden, right, you're seeing these what they call tune-up fights. And you want to watch him because you're like, hold on a minute, that guy's on Matchroom, he's on Matchroom. Oi, that'd be a decent fight. When David Price fought Dave Allen, everyone wanted to watch that fight. If you actually look at the records, they both got tucked in by a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the way Matchroom builds a fighter and they keep showing you the face and keep making you believe that this is the next big thing, that's on job. Now, say what you want about Matchroom, there's a reason why Billy Joe Saunders has come there. Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders is actually a bad man as a boxer. He's actually boss, yeah? He's a boss out here.
He is, bro.
He's come back and said, listen, no disrespect, Frank, but all these fighters are on DAZN and Matchroom, and I need that. He needs to be fighting with these guys. But he's at that level. He's at that level. Huey Fury. Listen, he tried to make his own movements, yeah, and make his own P, and you can't deny anybody with that. He made P. He's had good fights. He's come to Matchroom because he knows that all those fighters are signed to Matchroom, and he will be on every bill.
His first fight is Povetkin, eh?
But what else do you want, bruv? And Povetkin, Parker, he knows.
They all know.
They all know. Listen, this is where it's at. So fair play to Matchroom. Everyone guns Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. Listen, Eddie Hearn is a boss, and he's signing fighters because they know Frank Warren can't deliver that that caliber of opponent, even as a tune-up fight. That a tune-up fight's going to make you a mill for Matchroom. What else do you want? When you're going in there and you're putting your balls on the line every fight, you're getting paid for it. There's nothing more. There's nothing more you can ask for. So, thoughts on the movement?
The thought to movement is the movement's been increasing every year. Every year since Matchroom taken over, they've made boxing exciting again. There was a time where boxing was not exciting, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So I praise Eddie Hearn, but some of the stuff. The one thing I would question though is some of the shit that Eddie Hearn's been saying, and he's been controversial, like the fight's been done in Saudi Arabia and all this kind of stuff, and it hasn't even been confirmed yet. Stuff like that is what gets people grinds people's gears the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? And some of the ticket prices and all this kind of stuff. That is what kind of, I guess, lets him down. Do you know what I mean? You need to back up what you say. And then even the whole, probably the next topic you're going to touch on is like Dylan White. Do you know what I mean? It's suddenly all gone quiet.
I was going to get onto that.
Where is the transparency there? Where is Matchroom here now? Like no one heard shit.
It's nice to hear that from our perspective that we have people that tuned into our channel from across the pond, and they were the ones that DM'd and had a bit to say about you lot went hard at the what's his name, the burger eater, Jarrell Miller, yeah. We went hard at him, but all of a sudden your boy's been done for drugs and you lot ain't got a thing to say about it. You know, you got to be consistent. You gunned someone else for getting done for drugs, but as soon as Dylan White, you lot ain't, because he's your, British. You back it. Whoa, listen. Me and Matey here, we sat there. We were vexed when we read what we read. Yeah. We were like, hold on a minute. Someone please come out and tell me it's Breeze. Yeah, someone please come out and tell me it's Breeze, because Dylan White was the first one to, he will cuss as well. He cussed.
And he's had a history in the past of being caught with certain stuff, but he was caught slipping basically. Do you know what I mean? Like he should have tightened his shit up. He knows that. So,
and when you see it coming across Sky Sports News, I was just sitting there, Kevin Huffing. Look. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this. Because I was pissed. I thought, nah. Not this guy after everything. But you tell me, right? And this is the reason why we didn't. We were ready to go and talk about it, but I was like, I'm not going to talk about it unless it is done and you can slap it in the face and say, listen, he got done for this from across.
What can we say? Exactly.
Yeah, from VADA and from all the other ones. But you're telling me that the boxing board, the one that everyone is on, cleared him, but then a different one, a next one, has gone on and said, yeah, we didn't say he could fight, so it's all good. Well, hold on a minute. Well, if everyone's using this particular board, and then these lot found something that's a substance that was dodgy, but yet these lot are cleared to fight. Hold on a minute. I'm not convinced.
That's exactly that. I'm not convinced. The fact that he's in VADA testing openly. There's people like you said, Jarrell Miller. These guys didn't want to go anywhere near VADA testing. So the fact that he's done all the testing and he was cleared from it until it's proven, then we can comment on it. At the moment, it's all bullshit. And the fact that it just seems like some vendetta from WBC to fuck up Dylan White at the moment. That's what
he's making noise against him. Now, I'm slightly different. I'm slightly different to say it's bullshit, because as far as I'm concerned, there is no smoke without fire. Yeah, there is obviously something there, and I want to know about it before I turn around and say anything negative about it. On the face of it, being brutally honest, it don't look good. It doesn't look good, because you can't be getting that sort of stuff won't be coming out and getting into the press, and if it didn't have legs. But I am not buying it until I know the nuts and bolts of it. I ain't buying it, because it seems a bit too fishy for me. It seems a bit too fishy and a bit too convenient. So all of a sudden,
and someone talking about some of the bans as well. You got Jarrell Miller, who's almost like he can fight tomorrow if he wants to, after all this shit like tested for 3 different types of fucking different drugs. And you got Dylan White over here. Suddenly he's gonna have some long ass ban. That's what I'm saying. It's all
ifs and buts and hearsay. So let's until everything's confirmed, then you got to go for it. If he does prove positive and it does prove that he shouldn't have fought, then fine. Then obviously you have to throw the book at him, and that's the rules for everybody, right?
But then they're saying that they knew before the fight. So then the whole question comes in for the safety of the
Who
fight.
sanctioned it then? Who sanctioned it?
Exactly.
If that is the case, who sanctioned it? And then they should be losing their job, and should we not be in charge of putting in people who are essentially mutants against regular fighters? If that is the case, but I'm not buying it just now because it seems a bit too convenient for me.
I just don't. I don't even believe it. So if I was, I'd be very shocked if it's true. And I'd be very disappointed in Dillian Whyte if that was the case. But
Yeah, of course.
I don't believe it. I don't think he would do that.
Final question. This I want to just skip over this one quickly in the heavyweights. Is Daniel Dubois. Now personally, that guy's won me over. I like what I see.
He's impressed me.
He has impressed me. But Daniel, Triple D, whatever you want to call it, you know Eddie, go to Eddie. Go to Matchroom, and that's where them heavyweights are at. That's where you're gonna make your money. That's where you get your fight. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting on the sides, on the bench with you, like Billy Joe Saunders was, like the rest of them. You'll be sitting on the bench. Make the move, make your pee. I think he's ready. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He impressed me in his last fight massively. I thought that before that, I thought he was quite naive in the way he boxed. He would take too many risks, leave himself open. But the way he boxed that last fight, the guy's got skill, the guy's got levels. So I was really impressed with him, and I think I agree. Unless Frank Warren can actually make some big fights, then
It's gonna have to be abroad. It's gonna have to be abroad, isn't it? Because he ain't gonna fight Joshua.
no.
He ain't gonna fight Dillian Whyte. He might fight Chisora, but Chisora's on Matchroom.
Yep.
Yeah. So unless they're gonna fight on, I don't know, a random sport, Dave, yeah, then fine. But I'm not seeing where these fights are gonna happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're talking about him fighting Juggernaut. Yeah. Could be a good fight. Could be a good fight. But I think he's beyond that level. I think he's actually better than Juggernaut, personally.
No, but it'd still be a great test because the guy is durable as fuck.
Yeah.
He's like a robot, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like Gunjack. I told you this before, like Gunjack in Tekken, bro. That's how I see Juggernaut. He's
But he's got
too rigid, bro.
he's got to up the levels now. He's beat Gorman. That's fine. Gorman was actually a better fighter than people thought he was going to be. But he's ready now to go and fight next level opponents. Frank needs to look after this guy. Look after a guy. Otherwise, go give Uncle Eddie a shout. Only other thing the next thing I want to talk about is, again, bigging up Matchroom. We're seeing Luke Campbell fight Lomachenko. That's Matchroom, baby. I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's why I'm smiling, bro.
Don't get me wrong. Lomachenko is going to cause a Mazza. It's going to cause a Mazzarini. It's going to cause a Mazzarello. Yeah. So let's not worry about that. But fair play, because they built Luke Campbell up. He lost. They built him up again, and they're putting him in with Lomachenko.
Yeah, that's
Matchroom, baby.
Yeah, you build people up. Yeah, totally. I mean, you got Sky Sports. You got people actually sitting around in a circle. Them guys debating about how Luke Campbell defeats Lomachenko, and
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. Listen, Lomachenko's not a joke.
We don't want to be like I was saying. Like, Luke Campbell, full respect. Hats off. Do your thing.
And again, I will be backing him, and I'll be watching it, and I'll be excited, hoping that he wins.
But then we put our boxing brains on, and boxing hats on, whatever. And
That's it. The fan goes to one side, and this is the reality. Listen, all I'm saying is, that's what Matchroom does, baby. That's what you do. The Zone Matchroom, that's what they get you. They'll get you them names. They'll make you your P.
Yeah.
So fair play. All the best, Luke Campbell, but I think this is a step too far. Now, the last topic I want to just go over is a point that everyone's talked about, and obviously I got gassed when Billy Joe Saunders joined Matchroom. We asked the question, who next? What next? What next for Billy Joe Saunders? Who do you think?
The only fights for him left, right, for me that I want to see him in is
Mega fights.
Mega fights is Canelo, Triple G, and Callum Smith. Them three,
And Daniel Jacobs.
Yes, but that's the bottom of the list of those.
Because he lost in it. So.
That's what I want to see him in. I do believe that Billy Joe Saunders is as a person that could cause Canelo hella problem. I think he beats Triple G, easy work, and I'm seriously saying that he will outbox the shit out of Triple G.
Please.
This is what I'm saying.
Please.
And I genuinely believe that. And I think this is the reason why that fight's never happened, because the guy's got too much skills for Triple G.
I think he's a top bracket fighter. Billy Joe Saunders is a top bracket fighter.
But he's got to be on it, that's the thing.
Yeah.
As well.
But the thing is, the reason he hasn't been on it in the past is because he's bored. He's fighting nobodies.
Fighting moist fighters.
And this is why that Lemieux, when he had to go to Lemieux's back garden, he actually said, I'm actually gonna cause havoc in this fight.
Yeah.
He said that. He goes, watch what I do to this guy. Yeah. the thing that I love about Billy Joe Saunders is he said, if I can't beat Eubank Jr., I shouldn't be fighting. Yeah. And that's the level. That's the sort of fighter that you got because he knows that he's an elite level fighter, right? Chris Eubank Jr. is not good enough to beat Billy Joe Saunders. That's fine. Chris Eubank you'll make your own money, but you'll make it in your own lane. Yeah. Stay in your financial lane and your boxing lane because this guy's a world level fighter. He, for me, causes Triple G a lot of problems, but the only thing is, it'll be interesting to see how he's going to be like when he catches one of those bombs.
I've never seen Billy Joe Saunders completely right. I've seen that last fight he did, he fell back onto the ropes and stuff like that, but I don't know, I just think he's got too much skills for him. But what about Callum Smith? So, because Callum Smith...
needs to get busy.
Exactly.
He needs to get busy, man.
He had a great victory, right, in the whole tournament, and suddenly... we heard nothing.
If there's a big talk about fighting at Anfield and then about the licenses, whatever, listen, forget all that. Well, again, we'll big in that matchroom. Eddie, keep the guy busy. He's one of the better fighters that's come out of that part of the world, and he needs to keep busy.
But I was saying, when he's on the high, keep that high going. So I'm saying, at the moment, he's dipped down and you haven't heard of his name again.
Do you think Billy Joe Saunders beats him?
That is hard. That is a hard question because.
But then you're saying that Callum Smith would
Smith is strong.
Would Smith beat Canelo?
It's another great fight.
Does he beat him? Yes or no?
No, because you know me, bruv.
Does Smith beat Triple G?
Canelo all day, every day.
Does Smith beat Triple G?
These are fights I want to see. This is what I'm trying to say. These are hard questions. I can't just say to you, yeah, bang. Because
it was your opinion, innit?
Yes. I think Triple G.
All I'm saying is you are not showing Triple G enough love for me at the moment, my G.
I'm not. Yeah, I think his time's towards the end.
Shut up, man. I still think he was that Canelo thing.
I was about to say, don't even fucking mention
just
it. Just
please, whatever. Anyway, the point being, Billy Joe Saunders needs to be at that level, and Callum Smith has earned the right to be at that level. Mm-hmm. But they need to get them fights because that's what everyone wants to see now.
That's it. These fights need to go on.
But now they're on Matchroom, so I'm expecting big things in 2020 for these guys. Mm-hmm. Billy Joe Saunders will be active, but he's got on a proper label, in a proper stable or whatever. So looking forward to it. So those are the questions that have been flying around. Final question is that we had a few people message us about this: is Amir Khan, Kell, Brook? Is it now or never, or is everyone like I don't actually want to see it anymore?
Bro, don't fucking mention that question ever again, bro. It's finished. Nobody wants to see that shit. Both the teams, both sides, well, not both teams. Amir Khan never wanted that fight in the first place. I don't want to waste any more time on this question. We do not want to see this happen. Time is done. It's finished. Do you know what I mean? People are tired.
It's not even a box office anymore, is it?
No. But for Sky Sports thing, 9:30, walk in, watch it, watch Match of the Day and go to sleep. It's one of them ones. It's not one of those things that you go,
it's a shame. That's what a shame. Because imagine what that would have made for those guys' careers.
My man's too busy fighting.
Again, it's not like they're short of pee. But the other thing I would say is, right, as much as I give Amir Khan stick for his route to make money, whatever, he makes his money. What the fuck's Kell Brook doing? Ezekiel, what are you doing?
It's true. Like I'm a massive Kell Brook fan. But listen, the way either it's the way he's been managed or what he's doing in his personal life, which I don't know, shit's not right. Just basically, I don't know if it's injuries or whatnot. Something is not right. The guy's been far too quiet. He's not doing the right things. And the thing is, we know certain people who are within the Kell Brook camp as well. And like I said, we're huge fans of him as a person, as a boxer as well. But the way he's dealt with his career.
So final question on that topic then. Do you think then that Amir Khan deserved a bit more respect then for the fact that at least, although we don't agree with who he's fighting, but at least he's fighting and doing something to make his own money, Brook ain't doing nothing.
But listen, we've always given Amir Khan respect when it comes to business. That's it. When it comes to business, my man is a money maker. And you say to him, like, make your money, boo-boo, right? We say that. And I'll never take that away from Amir Khan. When it comes to money and it comes to business, the guy is sick. You can't take that away from him. But as a boxer and some of the stuff that he says and does and the fights that he's had, not having it at all. And I don't think he's as good as people say he is.
Fair play. Well, those are the main topics that we've had people message us about. So, firstly, thanks people for getting in touch. And we always say this as well. It is actually very humbling to have people reach out to us, and and obviously people that follow us and stuff like that. So thanks very much for that.
Keep the questions coming. If you want us to do more of this, we can try.
Definitely.
And get through so much questions as we can.
Let us know your thoughts on the stuff that we've discussed. I know there's a lot of Deontay Wilder fans out there who reckon he's on job. People that are thinking that we've shown Joshua too much love and he ain't everything that we thought. People that have a Matchroom, Billy Joe Saunders. Let us know what you think. And we really look forward to hearing your comments on the stuff that we discussed in this video.